Cassandra Clare shares the cover and first details of the Ragpicker King. It's time for the Ragpicker King to step out of the shadows. Entertainment Weekly can exclusively debut the cover for the Ragpicker King. The Castellane Chronicles, Cassandra Clare's follow-up to 2023's Swordcatcher, her adult fantasy debut. Author of the best-selling Shadowhunter Chronicles, Clare is one of the biggest names in fantasy of the 21st century. And as her audience has grown up, so too has she, welcoming readers into the dangerous, glittering world of the Castellane Chronicles. The Ragpicker King, which hit shelves March 4, 2025, picks up where Swordcatcher left off, plunging readers back into the lives of Kelsarin, body double Connor, the Crown Prince of Castellane, and Lincaster, a girl from the slums of the city whose claims to possess magic abilities have her dancing with danger. New Hunger Games movie based on just-announced Hamish Abernathy novel coming in 2026. Kell is intent on catching the culprits responsible for a massacre at the royal palace. But the Ragpicker King, the notorious criminal who rules over Castellane's underworld, is the only one who holds any clues. Kell follows a trail back to the Glittering Hill, only to discover a dark conspiracy to destroy the royal family, one that is being led by Ardal Grimont, the monstrous man engaged to the woman Kell loves. Meanwhile, Lincaster must face the aftermath of claiming to be the Goddess Reborn, a legendary heroine destined to save her people. But now the leader of the Ashkar people wants to put her powers to the test, and if she fails, the price is exile. Lynn must forge an alliance with the Ragpicker King to maintain access to the magic that could save her. But to make things even more complicated, Prince Connor reappears in her life, demanding she use her powers to cure the madness of his father, the king. But Lynn soon realizes that the king is gripped by an ancient, terrible magic that both attracts and repels her. Both Clare and the cover offer some clues as to where the action is heading. Check out the cover below and read on for more from Clare. Entertainment TV Kelai. The Ragpicker King was already part of the events of Swordcatcher, but why did it make sense to put him front and center and grant him the title here? Cassandra Clare. Lynn and Kell are still the protagonists of the story, but the Ragpicker King is the mysterious center around which the action of this book turns. He is someone whose allegiance is never certain. Is he telling you truth? Is he lying? Is he helping for his own reasons, or because he actually wants to help? Does he care about Castellane, which is under threat, or does he only care about his own interests? We know so little about him, but here we will see more of Andrayan's human side and learn how decisions he made in his past affect everyone now. Does that title automatically imply we'll learn more about the king, or that he'll play an even more central role? As the master of Castellane's criminal underworld, the fate of many people, including our heroes, Kell and Lynn, depend on how and whether the Ragpicker King asserts his power. But he is by no means invincible, and the fragile balance he maintains is under serious threat. Also, we only know him as the Ragpicker King, a title that is passed down from criminal to criminal, but that's not his real name or his past. In this book, we find out his real name and where he comes from and how he ended up the Lord of Criminals. Queer Asian authors Rika Aoki, Vichit Chum, Justinian Huang talk spicy scenes and authenticity in their work. Lynn is pretending to be the Goddess Reborn, but is there any chance that her pretending could become more real than she anticipates? In the eternal words of Ghostbuster Winston Zedmore, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. The interesting thing about writing a religion in a fantasy world is that we don't know how much literal truth there is in the stories of the Ashkar. Lynn's grandfather, Maesh, specifically says he doesn't believe in the goddess. Lynn isn't so sure. Her best friend Miriam is a true believer. Now that Lynn is specifically messing around with the idea that goddess is real and embodied in our world, she has to face things like tests, administered by the Exilarch,